Number one, let's start with what happened yesterday, because she has gone viral, all right? She's gone viral over hot girls eat Arby's. Yeah. She was wearing this outfit, this arrangement into the Chicago Sky game. Of course, the Indiana Fever, I would like to say, beat the brakes off the Sky, but really it felt like they underachieved a good bit yesterday.
Sophie Cunningham had on a blouse from Arby's and unintentionally took over the whole WNBA news cycle. A single tagline with 800K views. And the sales of fast food merchandise are improving. Figures compared to ticket sales. You were unable to. If you tried to script this kind of anarchy, Angel Reese was silent and salty, most likely both. What began as a joke could have actually revealed the largest marketing campaign in the league. Issue. It's not curly fries, either. This goes beyond just fashion. It's a complete and utter upheaval. Take your tray. As Sophie failed to do so. Simply put on the clothing, she turned into the headline.
Sophie Cunningham's t-shirt became a marketing phenomenon. Sophie Cunningham currently plays for the Indiana Fever and has now become one of the most recognizable WNBA players. After Barbie night, she pulled up wearing a shirt that said "Hot Girls Eat Arby's," and the internet lost it. But here's the real backstory. A few months earlier, Sophie posted a video rating Arby's. And that video is just her being authentic in herself. And that puppy went viral.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Arby's a solid 9 out of 10.
Then following this, the phrase "hot girls eat Arby's" started flying around. And it turns out that Arby's has been saying this since 2023.
Sophie Cunningham inadvertently took up the whole WNBA news cycle while sporting an Arby's blouse. Sales of fast food items are increasing, and a single catchphrase has 800,000 views. Numbers in relation to ticket sales. If you attempted to script this kind of chaos, you couldn't. Angel Reese was salty, probably salty, and silent. What started off as a joke might have turned out to be the league's biggest advertising campaign. Problem. Nor are they curly fries. This is not just about style. It's a total chaos. Take your tray, because Sophie didn't. She became the headline by only donning the clothes. Next pale. And Sophie Cunningham was quietly igniting the internet amid this off-court commotion. With an Arby's shirt and no pretense, not a crossover. Just charm and curly fries, no subweets or theatrics. Sophie became a headliner, while others do the same. In a league in dire need of realism, she unintentionally added too much seasoning. And for some reason, it struck more forcefully than any buzzer beater.
We know somebody that has gotten ridiculously popular this year with the Indiana Fever. I made a prediction that she was going to be the second most popular player on this team by the end of the year. And then, of course, there was the big incident during the Connecticut Sun game. And by the end of that game, she was known as Caitlin Clark's enforcer, right? The one that's got her back. At times, it feels like the only one that's got her back, if I'm being quite honest.
Please subscribe to our channel and leave a like if you're having fun. ISO plays are not being run by her. The truth is being isolated by her. No filters, no glam squad, no performance art passed off as personality, just vibes, curly fries, and a t-shirt that unintentionally embodied the league's whole marketing plan. Others seek influence by using coerced. Sophie Cunningham is unconcerned by feuds and TikToks that seem more like a love and basketball revival than professional athletics. Simple talk and 800K shirts flying off the racks like it's a discount sale, no tricks, no thirst traps. In an image-obsessed league, Sophie's winning with something crazy, genuineness. That seems to be the true MVP move.
Sophie Cunningham has broken the internet in multiple ways over the last day. All right, the other day, before the Chicago Sky game, this Barbie, and let's be real, let's be honest. If you were going to cast somebody as Barbie, there's a good chance You take a long, hard look at Sophie Cunningham.
It's as if someone let some honesty in through a broken window. Additionally, a few glued-on lashes were knocked loose based on the fluttering motions. For when someone like Sophie Cunningham starts to get significant traction, the league becomes alarmed. The selected mold does not apply to her. The Instagram echo chamber does not include her. After shooting 2 for 10, she isn't out here dancing in the middle of the night. Furthermore, she isn't clinging to staged friendships in order to remain in the discourse. It seems that she is exactly what people were waiting for, off-brand and off-script.
Let's talk about Arby's. She is now on the Arby's payroll. Decided that it was a match made in roast beef heaven. Hot girls eat Arby's. No knock on Arby's, Sophie, but if you give Arby's 9 out of 10, I'll take you to Racks. I'll buy you some Racks, and I think you will find that hot girls probably eat Racks. Arby's has a new spokeswoman, and it just so happens to be Sophie Cunningham. Yeah, that's right. Sophie Cunningham, who took to her social media to discuss how much she enjoyed a trip that she made to Arby's. And
Sophie is just present in a league full of performances, which is why people are drawn to her. No filters, wigs, or production meetings masquerading as personality. Just bluntness, basketball, and an oddly potent Arby's tea. Perhaps that is just what supporters are hankering after. Real hoopers behaving like hoopers. Crazy, huh? Caitlin Clark changed the story without asking for the same reason. Additionally, the reason why Aaliyah Boston cuts through the clutter like a human lie detector. These women are just being iconic, they aren't trying to get viral. And it seems that poses a concern since the league's smoke and mirror branding begin to short-circuit when viewers begin to fall for the uncensored and unscripted. Which brings up the awkward reality that nobody likes to discuss aloud. What are we even doing if the WNBA still can't figure out how to turn black women who routinely dominate into superstars? The talent is incredible. There is no denying its presence. However, rather of enhancing it, the machine continues to favor gimmicks over excellence, TikTok influence over perseverance, catchphrases over court vision, and hairstyles over handles. Additionally, the league is losing more money as a result of that disconnect than views.
700,000 followers overnight. I don't know if you guys knew, she had like 300 or something less than 48 hours ago. Insane. The enforcer has arrived. And she even posted like twice since then, bro. She's totally taken it to a whole new level. Like, Caitlin Clark has a new star. This is like a new star in the WNBA. People ain't gonna like it. People aren't gonna like it. Trace Leches, you know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and Lexi Hull, which, by the way, kind of was obsessed with her before she even came along. So
it's beginning to resemble a beauty pageant with trainers more than a basketball league. There are no points or assists in the currency. Subweets, selfies, and who appeared with the most dazzling nails. The true hoopers, those who grind, remain focused, and let their game speak, get lost in the commotion amid all that noise. That's why it struck so forcefully. Real versus algorithmic. A t-shirt and a smile, no character, no glam team. Sophie broke the code without selling the illusion, and all of a sudden, the players who had based their relevance on attitude without output are shaken. When the focus didn't go as planned, the same voices advocating for visibility became very quiet. Because being effortlessly honest is the fastest way to reveal the performative.
And one thing I like about Sophie is that she's tough. So when Caitlin Clark last week, or not last week, a couple days ago, when Caitlin Clark got destroyed, her girl Sophie came to her defense, and this was the most beast mode thing that I've seen a woman do in WNBA history. Now, Sophie, who's my one of my favorites now, she's become one of my favorite WNBA players. I'm gonna watch her too, like I watch Caitlin. Look at what she did, and people may not say that this was in response or whatever the case may be, but I feel like Sophie is like, you want to play?
Because the manufactured chaos crowd didn't anticipate Sophie's arrival, she is the nightmare. Someone who is beloved by fans but isn't produced. Here's the worst part, though. Sophie was never the exclusive focus of this. It concerns what she stands for. A change in what followers are genuinely craving. Not influencers in sneakers, not cheesy reality show plots, but athletes who are authentic, who show up, play hard, maintain their composure, and who don't have to fabricate controversy every week to make the news. A public relations campaign was not part of Sophie's ascent. It was honest, consistent, and just strange enough to be relatable. Why does authenticity pose such a threat? Perhaps the league must appreciate those who are actually living it and quit pursuing phony relatability. Those who can demonstrate their belonging without the need for a press-on nail sponsorship or a TikTok duet. They're not clamoring for attention. They're deserving of it. And that's precisely the reason it matters.
To the arena yesterday, wearing that, there she is right there. Let's just bring this up. Over at Tater Report. There she is right there. Hot girls eat Arby's. I can only imagine, and I have no idea. I would assume this is some kind of sponsorship with Arby's, right? Right there. I don't know. The roast beef sandwich jokes just sort of write themselves at this point. And just like that, I want a cheddar melt.
Fans may be drawn to players like Sophie, Caitlin, and Aliyah for that reason. They are genuine, not because they are ostentatious. They are pursuing victories, not influence, specifically. Furthermore, the most interesting storyline is the one that no one created in a league that has been attempting to write every plot point. All of a sudden, a t-shirt featuring fast food is creating more buzz than the league's last 3 marketing initiatives combined. Players who don't use any gimmicks are getting more attention than drama queens who spend 3 times as much on public relations. Fans are finally tired of the noise, which is why the story is changing, not because of some branding genius. Sophie, however, simply smiles, sends another 100,000 shirts, and returns to being herself without apology. To be clear, though, this was not luck. It wasn't just that she threw on an Arby's tee that made her go viral. This was no coincidence. It was simplicity cloaked in strategy. The remainder of the league, however, while Sophie was practicing her TikTok dances and sending out passive-aggressive tweets, she was also playing 4D chess with relatability and roast beef. Just a gradual burn that grew into a wildfire, no spin, no antics. And some people are rushing to keep up now that the playbook has changed.
We'll say that when you are good at basketball, you're pretty, and you got grit, those 3 things make you bad to the bone. And I think this is one of it's new trends that's going on in the WNBA, in my personal opinion, is that not only will you be good at basketball, but you also, some of these women will look like women, right? They used to look like dudes, but now they look like beautiful women that are playing basketball. And one thing I like about Sophie is that she's tough.
She's not making this up. She is adhering to a plan. Every action is planned. Everything about the delivery, the tone, the timing, the effortlessly is deliberate. Sophie has the brand awareness of a Madison Avenue executive and the emotional intelligence of a therapist. It wasn't a ploy, that Arby's shirt. It was a superb stroke with little effort and great effect. Because Sophie doesn't perform for clout like half of the league does. She works as an engineer. And the fact that it dispels the illusion that you need disruption, controversy, and non-stop noise to get attention makes people very uneasy. Sophie maintained her authenticity.
Let's take a look, because Arby saw this and decided that it was a match made in roast beef heaven.
Like, not bad.
They weren't dissuaded, obviously, by the little shade that she threw at them there between enjoying her yummy sandwich, saying that she went away, she doesn't have it often for obvious reasons. Well, what are those obvious reasons, Sophie? Anyway, she is now on the Arby's payroll.
And simplicity, and all of a sudden, everyone else's mirror and smoke performances began to seem like dollar store magic. The outcome is the same whether she planned everything out or simply followed her instincts. She is a part of a larger change. A change fueled by Aliyah Boston's grounded supremacy and the Caitlin Clark influence. Sophie just demonstrated that sometimes the most impactful message is the one that isn't trying too hard in a league that tries to choreograph every plot point.